Looking at your portfolio today, what would you sell? What would you hold forever? And what would you buy more of?
Ooh, so I have one property that I'm trying to sell right now. It's the worst house in my portfolio, and I wish I didn't buy it. It is a mobile home. We've talked about it actually. It's the only
Was
house
that
that I would
the
sell. Everything else,
was that in New
yeah.
Orleans? All right.
The one that's just off of New Orleans, yeah. So and I just it's sitting there, it's vacant. I don't really have time to deal with it right now, so I enlisted the help of a friend yesterday. Yeah, yesterday to help me sell it, and hopefully it gets gone in the next couple of months because it's just a disaster. That said, the only reason why I would sell it is because it is a drain on my cognitive ability, meaning I'm constantly thinking about it, I'm constantly worrying about it. Even though it's passive, it's very active in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, for peace of mind, I need to cut it. I need to get rid of it. It is a liability to me. It's a nice house. I mean, we really did it up and renovated it really good. It's in a decent area. Storms, not so much. It's in a good area relative to New Orleans, but the town is not really a great area. Um, everything else I would keep, and everything else I would do more of. There's two things that I really, really, really like. No, that's a lie. There's three things that I really, really, really like. The first one is rentals. I'm really heavy into acquiring extremely good cash flowing rentals. And let's define extremely good. Extremely good to me is anything that cash flows more than $600 net profit per month after setting aside 35% in reserves. So let's define that a couple of different ways. So I take 10% for vacancy, 10% for maintenance, 10% for management, 5% for capital expenditures. After all those subtractions, that's 35% that I'm taking off the top. Then I have my debt service that I'm going to cover my debt service. After that, it needs to cash flow $600 per month. I like those. I have these. I want more of these. They are, nothing can go wrong with those, right? Not only do I have insurance, but when you're stacking $600 per month of cash and you're holding, 35%, you're good, right? So I just got this morning, I got a check for $831. And my wife goes, "What's this for?" And I go, "It's for the unit that we rented out." "Well, why are we getting it now?" "Because we just leased it up." We just leased it up. We sent the money to the private money lender who I have the mortgage with, and this is the first time that we're hooking up to this property manager's portal, and so it's a little bit delayed, because usually we get checks on the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, not the 14th. But we got $831, if my memory serves me correctly, just this morning, and that's net. That's true net after setting everything aside. I dig that. Like, let's do that again. Let's do that faster. And I'm in such a good area. It's really important that you choose a good area. It's really important that you choose a good house. But most important, it is absolutely necessary to align yourself with a good property management company, which I definitely have done. Very thankful for my property manager. Another thing, the second thing that I really like is notes. I like notes because it truly is passive. I don't have to worry about tenants. I don't have to worry about squatters. I don't have to worry about insurance. I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. It's super easy. We have a note servicing company, and they handle everything: payments, letters, notices, foreclosures, the whole shebang. So I like notes because not just because they're very passive, but because it's a 3-part profit center. I'm collecting cash now, cash flow, and cash later. What I mean by that is, let's say that I gave the seller $10,000 down when I bought their house, but then I collected $30,000 as a down payment from my borrower. Well, I have 10 out and 30 in, which is net 20. So my down payment profit is $20,000. I might have some expenses, sure, for a month or two maybe. So I might have a couple $1,000 that's expensed out of that $20,000. But let's just call it $20,000 down payment profit. And then let's say that my payment to them is, so the mortgage payment that I just paid was $508 and something cents. I don't really care. It's $508. And my rent coming in this house is $1,585.
Okay.
I like that a lot. $1,585 coming in. And so, of course, I have all of my expenses and my property management, my maintenance, and my capex, and money set aside for vacancy and repairs. But the cash flow is the difference between those two numbers. If I've got $1,500 coming in and I have $500 going out, I'm cash flowing $1,000 per month. And then I have cash later. Cash later is equity in the house. Now, or I should say, it's equity between the notes. So if I owe them, let's go super easy numbers. If I owe the seller $100,000, and the borrower that I sold the house to, and I'm the bank, they're borrowing from me, they owe me $180,000. Well, I am owed 180 and I owe 100. Therefore, the equity between the two notes is $80,000. And that equity just grows and grows and grows and grows. It has to, because that's how a dual amortization schedule works, meaning I have 0% interest on my note with the seller, but on my note in, I have 8% interest. Therefore, I pay down their mortgage way faster because it's 100% principal every single month. Whereas over here, there's this cool thing called amortization, which means that they're paying me a boatload of their $1,500 is interest. For the first 8 years, it's primarily interest. So they're not really paying down their debt much at all the first 8 years. And do you know how long people usually stay in their house? 7 to 8 years. So how much do they pay down their loan? Nearly nothing. How much did I pay down my loan in the first 8 years? A lot. So there might be $80,000 of equity now, but in year 3, that's going to be 100, and in year 5, that's 130, and in year, maybe it wouldn't be that fast. No, it would be 130, and in year 5, it's going to be 60 or 55 or something like that. So your equity grows. I love that it's a 3-part process: cash now, cash flow, and cash later. So that's the second thing that I would do more of. The first one was rentals. The second one is wraps. The third one is easy flips, which I call wholesales. You get some of the benefits of a wholesale, like it's super fast, it's really cheap, it's really easy, like wholesaling, but you also get the benefits of full retail buyers. Even though you're not taking it to full retail condition, you still get to put it up on the MLS, and there's more cash buyers there than there is anywhere. So I dig nice, easy wholesales. And how I would define nice and easy: nice would mean I'm fairly profitable. Let's call it $40,000 or more. And easy would be it's a simple renovation, less than sub $10,000. It's just lipstick on a pig, if you will. We're not doing anything structurally. We're not putting new roof or new windows in. We're not ripping out, the cabinetry in the kitchen or the baths. Maybe we're putting down new floor. We're definitely going to give it a new coat of paint. We're definitely going to do some things on the exterior to make it have a good curb appeal, a nice pop in the pictures as well. But at the end of the day, nothing is changing with the structure of the house. It's all going to be cosmetic. $5,000 to $10,000 is pretty normal for us on a hotel. And when you are putting in, let's say $10,000 and your net profit is $60,000, and it's like a 90-day close to close thing, that's really good. You do pay taxes on this. That's the worst part about wholesales, is you get wrecked with taxes. But
Yeah. How much do you get taxed?
if you are 30 around, it depends on your tax bracket, but around 30%. So I hate that because you make $60,000 and you only walk away with whatever $36,000 or something like that. That being said, though, no, that math was wrong. $60,000 times 0.7 is $42,000. So you only walk with $42,000. That being said, there's a couple different things that you can do with this. Number one, if you're a real estate professional and you have real estate professional status when you do your IRS taxes, then you get to save a lot. Same thing if you're holding on to rentals, you're able to accelerate that depreciation or cost segregation. You're able to take heavy losses in order to lower your taxable liability. And those two things paired with some pretty egregious, I shouldn't say egregious, let's use a better word. I'm fairly aggressive on my taxes because almost everything is an expense. I'm a workaholic, right? So my phone expense, my computer business expense, my Wi-Fi business expense, my desk, my lighting setup, my everything business expense. Almost my entire life is expensed to business. Therefore, and let me be really clear. I'm not saying that you should commit tax fraud. Don't be stupid and start claiming things that are not actually business expenses. I'm saying I really do have all these business expenses because I live and breathe my business. I run two businesses simultaneously. My wife has her own business. So needless to say, with three businesses all happening under one roof, we have a lot of business expenses, and it kind of consumes our day-to-day, most of our day-to-day expenses. And we can find cool ways to write off the rest of the money. So when it comes to like paying our children, for example, having a family planning, setting money aside for family planning, that's really important. Putting money aside that's already taxed, mind you, putting money aside into a health savings plan, super important. Putting money aside into a Roth 401k. You've already paid taxes on it, so don't continue to pay taxes on the growth of your money. Instead, you can set aside this money for this, and then your business can match you. And now it's creating, again, another business expense, and you get the personal benefit of this. So there's many different things that we've set up with our CPA and our attorney. And I would encourage anybody who's a real estate investor, as soon as you start making $40,000, $60,000 a year from real estate, which is super pretty easy to do. As soon as you start making $40,000 to $60,000, then you really need to have a long sit down chat with your CPA, and then you can bring in an attorney later on once you have some properties and some net worth that you want to not own anymore. You never want to own things; you want to control things. That's important as well. Then you bring in the attorney and you use those two people as your team to make sure that you are legally and ethically paying as little taxes as you can and keeping as much money as possible.
All right, Keith, we have time for one more question. So this is going to be a shorter episode for everyone. What systems or processes did you put in place that made the biggest difference in your ability to scale?
I'm going to give you just one. There's so many that I have put. There's more than 400 systems that run my business. No exaggeration. I literally have a folder of SOPs meticulously organized for this is for sales, and this is for marketing, and this is for analysis, and this is for underwriting, and this is for lending, and this is for blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. There's one that I will tell you made the biggest difference for me. And this is getting in contact with leads, with sellers. Nothing else matters. This is the we call this top of funnel, meaning it is the lead metric that you should track. If you just double this, everything else in your business doubles. You don't have to spend double the money. You don't have to become double the person, or you don't have to double your ability to sell or anything like that. Just get in touch with twice as many people. We're already contacting leads or generating leads. Or if you're not generating leads, but you're using a software like what we have with Deal Labs, and you're connecting with them, how do you connect with more of them? What we're trying to get to is 90%. Okay, if you're not tracking your numbers, by the way, guys, if you're not tracking your numbers, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. What gets tracked can get improved, and you cannot expect yourself to improve something if you are not first tracking it. So track what your lead connection rate is. Connection is defined as a seller calling you, texting you, emailing you, or answering your phone call. Those are the only 4 things that define a lead connection. You should track your lead connection and strive for 90%. We are really consistently around 90%, plus or minus 1 or 2% is as much as we vary. How do you do that? Number 1, speed to lead. Number 2, automated follow-ups. And number 3, soon to be but not yet, is AI voice agents. Okay, so I'll go through them in that order. Number 1 is speed to lead. There's multiple studies about this. Harvard Business Review did a study some years back. Alex Hormozy quoted another one. I think it was done by Google themselves. It said if you contact somebody within 5 minutes, you're more than 100 times more likely to get them on the phone than you are if you call them 30 minutes. 30 minutes. The difference between 5 to 30 minutes. But Harvard Business Review did it not just with time, but also number of touches. So if you call somebody 1 time versus calling them 2 times versus calling them 3 times, it's an X and Y axis of both how fast can you get to them as well as how frequently do you contact them. Don't spam the heck out of people and call them 32 times in one day. Nobody's going to appreciate that. But if you can get to them quickly and call them 3 times, like if you call somebody 3 times within, let's go 3 for 3, 3 times within 3 minutes of them submitting a form, you're going to get in contact with them. I have a lot of proof to back this up. If I were to open up my CRM, we have more than 10,000 leads that we've been able to get in contact with them. And if I were to pull a report, how many times did we call within 3 minutes? And how many and number of calls is 3 or more. It's going to show that that's the majority of the people that we've contacted is 3 by 3.
Nice.
Really, we shoot for 5 minutes or less, truthfully, not 3 minutes. Anything sub 5 is exceptional. That's the first thing. The second thing is going to be automated follow-ups. So following up is terrible. Everybody hates it. There's nobody who's really good at it. We are exceptional at it, but it's not because I'm good at following up. It's because we have an automated process and we have people as well manually following up. But the majority of it is automated. So now with TCPA compliance, you have to have all of these opt-ins, and it's even good to have a double opt-in where people are consenting to receiving text messages and calls and pre-recorded voice messages and artificial intelligence. That way, you're able to call them, you're able to text them, you're able to send them ringless voicemails, you're able to send them a call using AI, so on and so forth. They have to consent to it, though. If you don't have them consent, then you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get sued and you're going to lose, or you're going to end up settling. There's a lot of money that you're going to lose. We have TCPA Shield is something that we've built into our CRM deal base, and it prohibits you. That's not true. You still can send them a message, but you have to check a warning box that says, I've been warned, like bad things are going to occur. And we'll let you, if you are making the decision, hey, I'm going to, text this person and it's 7:59 a.m. Technically, you're not allowed to until 8 a.m. But if it's not a big deal to you because you already have the property under contract and you really like this person and they ask you to call them 5 minutes before 8 and you're 4 minutes late, check that little warning box, and you're off to the races. So TCPA Shield is a really big thing. You have to get their consent, but automation in your follow-ups is so important. So first thing, speed to lead. Second thing is automated follow-ups. And the third thing is AI voice agents. So we are implementing something next month. I'm so excited about this. Next month, REI Automated is coming out with our own branded REI Automated voice agents that will eradicate the need for voicemail, and none of our clients will ever have a missed call or voicemail ever again. If they can't get to it, a voice agent will get to it. It will screen them. It will collect all of the information that you need, and they're really exceptional. If we had time, I would call the voice agent and I would share the recording. Maybe we can do that. But they're wonderful to talk to, and it's fun. We've had a lot of fun developing and building the AI voice agents. And you're not gonna most of the time you're not gonna be able to tell that it is AI. Sometimes you can. But at the end of the day, man, here's what I'll tell you. When AI is being dumb, people hate talking to AI. When AI is giving you all the things that you need and meeting the intents of your call, people really like talking to AI. And we've had people hold a 20 or 30-minute conversation with an AI voice agent. And the cool thing is, we can have an unlimited amount of those calls. We could have 1,000 people call my number right now. And Angie is going to pick up every single one of those calls. And she's never sick, and she's never absent. She never takes days off work. She never asks for a raise or has a bad attitude. She just picks up the phone and does what she's trained to do. It's fantastic. So those are going to be the three mechanisms that you use in order to increase your lead conversion, your lead connection rate. But that is single-handedly the most important thing that you can systemize early on in your business that will have an order of magnitude, meaning 10x or more. It will 10x or more the impact that you have in your business and on your bottom line.
That's awesome. That is super awesome. But Keith, we're cutting it very close to our time, so this is a great place to end it off.
Great questions, man. Thanks for asking those.
Welcome.
All right, y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
We'll see you on the next one.
That's a wrap on this episode of the First Deal podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on so you never miss an episode. We drop new content regularly, and every single one is built to move the needle forward for you. In fact, you can usually find that content right here. That's all for now. We'll see you on the next one, my friends.